What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast.
So here we are with our good friend Daryl Stanby. We're at Arborfest in Asheville, North Carolina, and Arborfest 2022.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you're on Two Tree Guys Podcast with host Eric Palacios. Daryl, thanks for being out here. Thanks for being on the podcast with us, the Two Tree Guys Podcast. And what we normally do on here is two tree guys talking about trees, you know?
Let's do it, man. Thanks for having me.
And I've known you for a little bit. We've worked a little bit together here and there, but I don't think I know the official story of how you got into the tree industry. Like what give us a little bit about that.
But yeah, man. So a friend of a friend called me up, said, "Hey, you want to learn how to run some ropes?" And said, "Learn these 5 knots before you show up in a week." And that was the most basic start.
Yeah. What were you doing before? Like, what were you?
Yeah. Construction. I was doing a lot of construction. Most of my family either owned a construction company or, worked in a construction company. So I thought I hated work. Turns out I just hate construction.
Oh man, that's like me. I'm probably one of the only Mexicans or Hispanics who can't build anything. But yeah, construction. And it's so funny because most of us come from doing so much different labor, different backgrounds, that I feel that just prepares you for tree work. Because like tree work is a little bit of everything. Like you take out a fence, you're doing construction. You take out a roof, you might be doing roofing, like gutter work or something. You take out a sprinkler, you might be doing some, like small stuff. Like hopefully you're not taking out a house that you have to build a whole new house, right?
Well, I think hopefully my hatred for construction makes me a better tree guy, because if I can do anything to avoid doing any of those things, I'll do it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it started with that. I was really blessed. Not, a lot of guys get into tree work doing whatever somebody told them, this and that. I started with a hungry company that wanted to learn it right. Started going to expos, started going to conferences, and we were all learning together, which was really neat. So, yeah. At that time, there was just such a passion. We were all sharing things that we were learning. We were all trying different things. And, not everybody gets that experience when they get started.
No, absolutely not. What was the company, if you don't mind?
Yeah. It's an extreme tree company. They're out of Blacksburg, Virginia. And, still a great crew. I go up and contract with them still yet. Love working with those guys.
Extreme?
Yeah.
Extreme
Tree. Yeah.
What a name.
Oh yeah,
Extreme Tree, like
One day I'll let Josh tell his story on that, but
that's awesome. We're gonna have to have him on here, so he can explain to us a lot of those names. Like we think about it, maybe it was cool when we did it, and like now that we're educated and we're like into safety, we're like, I don't know, that's the best marketing name for you, Bo.
we talked for many times about what we needed to do about that, but once it's out there long enough, the good thing about when you build a good brand, sometimes it's not even the name, but it's what's associated with the experience people have. And when you've built that long enough, people in Blacksburg, they don't think Extreme Tree is, oh my goodness, they're extreme. They think these are the technical guys who are going to get stuff done safely.
Yeah, they do the extreme stuff,
and so it actually, their actions have built their brand even more so than just their name.
Yeah, for sure. Who is that mentor that inspired you in your career? Like, that person that really like helped you decide, like, I'm sticking with this career.
Well, that's a tough one, because actually,
there's probably a lot of instrumental people in this career for you.
Well, I'd say at each different stage of my career, I've had a mentor in place, which has been crucial for me. And I was blessed to have some really major ones quite by accident. At one point, after 5 years in, I went to Hartwood, and it was a time when Cormac Nagin was a training officer. And, just to know that I had somebody at that level to learn from,
wow.
I just dug in. I was like, all right, man, I probably drove him nuts, but I was asking every question I could think of, because it's like, man,
he's like that.
Really learn from.
Good that he got a taste of his own medicine. I'll tell him I said that.
Okay.
Bo's around here too. I don't want his brother beating me up.
Nice.
That's cool. I those are people in the industry that, I still look up to both of them. I don't ever fucking know which one's which unless I ask them. But it's like just how much they've done for the industry and like how badass and like these like fucking training or climbing rock stars, you know.
And beyond that, I'll say the biggest thing I learned from Cormac was his philosophy of simplicity and of preserving the old techniques that were here before the gear.
Yeah.
And how important those are to our production and to our legacy as an industry. And that resonated with me when I was learning from him. And it also hit me that when I saw Cormac pick up a new toy, like like the Zigzag, he eventually fell in love with. He said he tried it just so he could say he hated it, move on, and then he bought another one. And when I talked to him, he's like, "Hey man, have you tried this?" Like, man, it just kind of, when I knew his philosophy of simplicity, when I saw him pick up something new, I had questions for him, and it usually made me think, maybe I need to think about incorporating this into my system, because I know he doesn't do gadgets for gadgets' sake. So
yeah,
that has always stuck with me. So I'm always paying attention to what he's doing.
What is, if you could give that arborist looking to get into the industry, what is a good piece of advice that you would give him? Or maybe it's the guy that's sitting in his fucking truck like maybe me and you did a bunch of times, not wanting to go inside the house yet because we didn't fucking know we wanted to keep doing this, you know? I mean,
honestly, it's exactly about asking about mentors, man. Like every step of the road, I've had a good mentor. Ryan Knapp, Joshua Swift, Cormac Nagan, Yona Owens. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to recognize any but one of those names.
Yeah.
But each one of those people were so instrumental in my career, and I still have those people in my life today. Stephen George helped get me into contract climbing. And I feel like the biggest thing is to have mentors, have people to learn from. Yeah, every time I've gotten burnt out and bored and wanted to step into something else or find something else, it's usually when I don't have a mentor that I'm pursuing to learn from, or I'm not connected with other people that are learning alongside me, who are pushing me forward to, hey, if I want to stay in this circle, I need to be making myself better as well, because that's what they're doing. And I think that's what it's all about, is standing in a circle of people growing and finding people to learn from. That's
awesome, man. Well, thank you for that. We'll leave it with that, because it's strong words, about being humble and, having support and being able to ask questions, I mean, I think as men, I can do it on my own, and I wouldn't be here if I did things on my own. I know, like you, when we've had pretty cool conversations as well to help each other out in our own subcontract work in our industries, that we can't do any of this alone. So thank you for the support. Thanks for everything you do for the industry. Thanks for being an awesome model for those magazines. And friends inspire you, whether we make fun of it or not, one way or another. Like, it's definitely cool, and when you meet the regular guys that you're training or you're working with, and they're like, we pull out the magazine, I'm like, yeah, that's my buddy right there, like.
Yeah, look at last year's Cheryl catalog for the Notch Sentinel picture, and you get a full page of
your
my rear end.
I know. It's on my wall. I know exactly what you're talking about. But
didn't need to know that.
Well, Daryl, you're an awesome friend. You're an awesome colleague. Thank you for taking time to hang out with us here for a little bit, and tune in. We would love to have you for the full show. This is a mini episode. We want to encourage people to come out and do the full episode with us. And I know you got a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot that you can share with all of the industry and our viewers. And so we're looking forward. Are you coming to Treetopia, to Arborfest West, anything like that?
I'm not going to be able to make it to Treetopia. I don't know about Arborfest West yet.
Keep us posted. See what you're doing. If you're down there, we'd love to have you at the studio down there in California and come hang out. So,
heck yeah, man. Love to.
Awesome. Well, we're signing out here. We're still going to be at Arborfest, maybe wrapping up another quick interview before they kick us out of this venue. Arborfest 2022. Asheville, North Carolina. Signing out.